Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're really digging into the idea of talent. We'll look at where the word even comes from. Spoiler, it's kind of surprising why it's presented as something vital, and this concept from our sources about it having an expiration date.
Yeah, and the sources start with this really striking image, actually. It's a bear from a zoo. It gets released, right? But even with no cage, it just keeps pacing in this small circle it always knew. It couldn't break the habit.
That really hits home, doesn't it? That feeling of being stuck in a routine like an invisible cage. You
Yeah.
know there's more out there, but you're just pacing. So how does that connect to talent, to our potential?
Well, it connects directly to this idea of an entrusted gift. The main source we're looking at is the parable of the talents. And it frames talent not just as, something you're good at, but as a serious responsibility you've been given.
Okay, and this is where it gets fascinating historically. When this parable was first told, talent wasn't about skill
Yeah.
at all. It was money, actual currency. An ancient unit, how much are we talking about? Like, practically speaking.
Oh, it's huge. This context is everything. One talent was 5,000 denarii. Now, a denarius. That was basically a day's wage for a common laborer.
Wow, okay, so 5,000 days. That's like,
Around 15 years of wages. For one talent, this wasn't pocket change, it was a fortune.
15 years. Right, so if it's this massive amount that only, say, the super wealthy, the innately born rich could even handle. Is that how the word flipped? How did money become ability in our language?
That seems to be exactly it. Because only the privileged could manage such wealth, the word talent itself sort of shifted. It went from meaning this huge sum of money to meaning an inherent gift, something you're just born with. The currency became the concept.
That's quite a leap. And what's really interesting is that this gift doesn't always look like, playing the piano or something obvious.
Yeah.
Our sources bring up Ludwig Mersenne, South African entrepreneur. His talent, apparently he just really hated taking a bath.
Yeah, sounds like a flaw, right? But his intense dislike, maybe you could call it laziness, it drove him to spend 4 years developing dry bath. It's a lotion that cleans you without water.
Okay, maybe sounds a bit niche at first, but then you realize something like 2.5 billion people worldwide, they don't have easy access to clean water for washing.
Exactly. So this lazy invention suddenly helps tackle huge health issues, like trachoma.
Trachoma, that's the eye infection.
Right, linked to unclean conditions. It blinds millions every year. His deficiency became a solution.
So using the gift, even an odd one, is key. But what about the parable again? The servant who just buried his one talent. I mean, if it's 15 years' wages, burying it sounds kind of sensible, cautious at least. Why such a harsh judgment in the text?
See, that's where the source material draws a really sharp line. Money, if you bury it, well, you can dig it up later. It's still there. But a talent, a gift, an ability given by God in this context, it argues that disappears if you don't use it.
It vanishes, like use it or lose it.
Pretty much. It has an expiration date. Abilities atrophy. The analogy used is stark. Imagine wearing an eye patch over your left eye for, say, 60 years. When you finally take it off, that eye isn't going to see perfectly. Like it's brand new, it's weakened, maybe permanently.
So if you have good health or a sharp mind or some skill now, you can't just put it on a shelf.
You have to exercise it. It gets harder later, maybe impossible.
And this connects straight back to the idea of mission, right?
Directly. The sources state that when that servant didn't use the gift, they didn't just lose the talent itself. They lost their mission, their purpose.
That's heavy. The conclusion they draw from the master's reaction is severe.
It is. Losing the talent, the unused gift, is basically equated with losing your whole reason for being.
Wow. So no more mission means no more life. That's the interpretation.
That's the hard-hitting intellectual insight drawn from this reading, yes. The judgment isn't just about wastefulness, it's about the termination of purpose.
So, okay. Thinking about this for you, listening right now. If ending the mission essentially means the end of life, philosophically speaking, then the fact that you're still here, still breathing.
It means God's mission for you is still active. It hasn't expired. Your assignment is ongoing.
So maybe reflect on that. What talents might you have hidden away? Out of fear, maybe, or just being too busy, pacing in that invisible cage. What gift, what unhideable talent is the one keeping your mission alive right now? Something to think about.